I'm at the tree company today and I've got 395 extra power. I've never seen a Husky crank fail. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It was actually locked up when it came in. I thought it was completely ruined. There's the exhaust side of the piston. Nothing hurt there. A dent in the piston from, I would assume, one of the needle bearings that tried to escape, but the cylinder didn't get hurt. I got it around here. There's my box of parts. But there's the intake side, and I mean, there's like a little witness mark right there, but there's nothing on it. So I'm gonna slap this together. No performance work, just wanted to show off how bad a crank can look. And so I was able to score. Okay, the tree company I work at has an arborist dealership through Husqvarna, and I got this off of eBay, new old stock. I mean, it's even got that well-worn look to it. I think this is over 300 bucks if you walked up to the counter and bought it. 350 or something like that, and it comes with a needle bearing, 2 crank bearings, and the new crankshaft. It is a very, very, it was a deal breaker, and lucked up on that. So I've got OEM gasket and some seals, and I'm gonna button this thing up. So I get a little overboard. You just have to be careful with this. A lot of people will actually just use a heat gun. I think you need to get the case to about 250 degrees for it to expand enough to drop a bearing in there. And then what I'll do is, once that bearing's in there and I'm working on the other side, I'll actually tent over with a piece of cardboard, and that way the inner race will warm up and it makes for a much easier fit when you want to press the crankshaft in. I don't have my tripod with me, so maybe I'll just try and catch some bits and pieces of this. I got that side warm, just like that. And then tent and repeat. That took about 4 minutes. So it's nice when you have metal cage bearings on this. So I did the flywheel side first, then put all my screws in the holes to line it up. I gave just a little bit of heat to the inner race of the bearing, so that way there was no pushing, pressing, or anything. It just slid right on there. You can't get away with that with the needle or the nylon cage bearings. So I'm going to torque this up, center the crank, and go from there. Okay, so the crank's in there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look, I got more gap on this side than I do on that side. It turns, it's just tight, and I don't have seals in here yet. When you put the seals in, that will do it. But I'm just going to turn this on its side and just, I got nowhere to set this phone down. Just going to take a punch and just lightly tap this and center the crank out. I'll be right back. Just a little tappy tap. Now you can see got the same gap on both sides, and look how wonderful that is. It is like butter. So now I can put my seals in and do the rest of the assembly work. When you install your seal, I just use, proper size socket just to tap it in. You want to make sure it goes on straight in the very beginning. Yeah, scratched it right there. That's my fault. Anyway, but when you drive it in there, at least on 395, you need to be below, and that'll give you enough clearance for your flywheel to fit in there, because a little bit of neck. But you'll see that shoulder right there, that it needs to be on there, and that's typical. And then just for longevity, you want to make sure that's in there as straight as possible, so there's not uneven pressure on that seal one way or the other. It'll wear out soon. Another finer point is to drizzle some oil over the crankshaft. Just a handful of drops is actually a little too much. If you put too much two-stroke oil on this while you're putting it together, you'll end up flooding the saw the first time you try to crank it up. But anyway, that creates a slick surface for the seal to ride down on, and to get over that little lip right there, and gives you a little pre-lubrication for startup when you're ready. Before I take this out of here, because sometimes you can roll the lip there's the world's smallest spring holding that rubber seal tight to the crankshaft, and it's wound around on the inside lip. It can help if you just take some of your plastic packaging, I've showed this before, wrap it around, and I was getting ready to pull it out, but I thought, you know, this is something really good to show, just to help ease that transition, getting over that shoulder so you don't roll it. And then you can just pull this right out and you're good to go. All right, it's a pro tip. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, damn it. Anyway, I think this is all I'm gonna do. He's working on a chipper right there. But yeah, there's your finished product on how to put together a 395 crankcase. We'll probably take, I'll bring you back when I get a bar and chain on this and we'll do some test cuts, okay? Boy, best of intentions. So have you ever got anything mocked up right here? And while I was installing the throttle cable, that plastic ear came off for the throttle cable. So if I flip that back, you can kind of better see that it's broken. There's a corresponding one right there on that side. So just got to, on the money run, and I need a $1.75 piece of plastic. Oh well, thanks for watching, y'all. We'll do a we got some stuff coming up tomorrow with that 51.4 millimeter bore 372 that was such a nightmare. I believe I got all the parts in stock now.